Hello, my little star seekers, and welcome to our magical story time. Have you ever looked up at the deep, dark night sky and wondered where all the sparkle and twinkle goes? Well, our story tonight begins in the magnificent kingdom of Lumina, a place that was usually bathed in the gentle, glowing light of 1,000 stars. But one night, something very strange, something quite terrible, happened. Poof! Just like that, all the stars went dark. The beautiful night sky turned into a big, blank, black curtain. And the source of all that wonderful light, the magnificent Starlight Tower, which usually shone like a beacon, stood tall but completely silent. Its hundreds of windows, once filled with light, were now just empty black squares. Everyone in the kingdom was so sad and confused. Well, almost everyone. There was one brave soul who wasn't ready to give up, the wonderful Princess Luna. Princess Luna had hair the color of midnight frost and a spirit as bright and fiery as the sun itself. She looked at the dark sky, took a deep breath, and declared with all her might, "I must fix this." As she stood near the base of the gloomy, silent tower, she heard a soft whoosh sound right beside her ear. And just like that, perched upon her shoulder was Professor Hoot. He was a tiny little owl wearing a very serious pair of spectacles, and his eyes glowed like tiny, warm embers in the dark. Professor Hoot didn't say a word. He just pointed a wing feather upwards towards the sky. And as Luna looked up, she gasped. A giant, shimmering staircase, made entirely of moonbeams and dreams, began to spiral up into the endless darkness. It was a legendary sky ladder. Without a moment's hesitation, Luna and her new friend, Professor Hoot, began their climb into the unknown. The first level of the tower was dark and dusty, filled with forgotten things and cobwebs. Professor Hoot chirped in his wise little voice, "To light this level star, Princess Luna, you must answer the riddle of the forgotten toy." He cleared his throat and recited the riddle. "I have keys, but I open no locks. I have a space, but I enter no room. You can enter, but you can't go outside. What am I?" Luna thought and thought, her brow furrowed in concentration. She racked her brain, thinking of all the toys and games she knew. And then it hit her. She remembered seeing a little boy in the village, so upset that he had left his favorite toy piano out in the rain. He couldn't play it anymore, but he still remembered the songs. She ran to the nearest window, looked up at the dark sky, and whispered the answer, "A piano." Flicker! The moment she said the word, a single, glorious star ignited high above them, twinkling merrily down at them. It was working. Feeling a surge of hope, Luna and Professor Hoot climbed up to the next level. The second level was even stranger. It was a maze made of shimmering, silvery threads that crisscrossed in every direction. Professor Hoot fluffed his feathers and presented the next challenge. "This, Princess Luna, is the puzzle of the lost smile," he explained. "To pass, you must remember a time you made someone truly happy. A moment of pure, selfless generosity." Luna closed her eyes and thought back. She remembered a few days ago when she had baked her special, delicious moonberry pie. She had been about to eat the last, biggest slice herself when she saw the royal gardener looking sad and tired after a very long, hard day's work. Without thinking twice, she had given him her slice of pie. She remembered the huge, grateful smile that spread across his face. The feeling of that simple kindness bloomed inside her chest, warm and cozy like a hug-dot flash. In an instant, another star lit up the sky, this one big and brilliant gold. They were doing it. They were bringing the light back. Excitedly, they climbed higher and higher up the moonbeam staircase. On each new floor, Professor Hoot presented a new puzzle, a new riddle. They solved riddles about forgiveness. Remembering a time Luna had apologized for breaking a friend's toy. They solved puzzles about sharing. Recalling a time she gave her favorite blanket to a traveler who was cold, they even solved a challenge about patience. Remembering how she waited calmly for a tiny seed she planted to finally sprout. And with every selfless act she remembered, with every kind word she recalled speaking, another star above the world burst back to life, painting the darkness with its beautiful, shimmering light. The sky was slowly but surely filling with constellations once more. Finally, breathless but filled with joy, Luna reached the very top floor of the Starlight Tower, but the room was almost empty. There were no more riddles, no more puzzles. All that was there was a massive, silent crystal heart set into the center of the floor. It was completely dark. We did it! Professor Hoot! We relit all the stars. Luna cheered, spinning round in happiness. But Professor Hoot just shook his head gently. Not quite, Princess Luna, he hooted softly. You have used the memory of your kindness to light the way for the stars. But now you must find the true source of their light. Luna looked at the dark, silent heart, and then she looked at her own hands. And then at Professor Hoot. Why did the stars only light up when she thought about her own kindness? Why did her good feelings make the sky bright? And then, suddenly, the answer sparked in her mind, brighter and more brilliant than any star she had seen that night. She realized that the Starlight Tower didn't need complicated magic or ancient, forgotten spells to work. It needed her. The light of the stars wasn't stored away inside the tower at all. The tower was just a giant mirror, reflecting the good feelings and gentle actions of everyone in the kingdom below. It all started with the person brave enough to climb the ladder and share their own light. Luna walked to the crystal heart. She placed her hand gently over her own heart, closing her eyes and focusing on all the warmth she felt inside, the warmth of her bravery on the scary night, the warmth of her curiosity that led her up the tower, and the deep, deep warmth of all the kindness she had shared. The very moment she did, the crystal heart on the floor began to pulse. It started with a soft glow, and then it grew into a brilliant, blinding white light. Whoosh! A magnificent cascade of dazzling light poured out of the tower's windows, washing over the entire world in a wave of pure starlight. The stars in the night sky shone brighter than they ever had before. They weren't just tiny twinkles anymore. They were huge, loving beacons of light, guiding everyone home and filling their hearts with peace. Luna stood at the top of the world, smiling. She had learned the most wonderful secret of all. Every time we are kind, every time we share, every time we forgive, we don't just help someone else, we light up our world, one little star at a time. So remember, my little star seekers, if the world ever feels a little dark, or if you ever need a star to shine just for you, you don't have to look far. Just find the kindness glowing in your own heart. Thank you so much for joining our story today. If you enjoyed our magical adventure, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more enchanting tales. We'll see you next time. By.